Hi guys, welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Sunday Sunshine Show. The sun is out, but it's bitterly cold, hence I finally get to wear a sweater today. If you're new to this channel, I am in collaboration every Sunday morning at 7:30 with the Transatlantic Housewives of YouTube. That's Tina from Tina's Talk Time, Maria from Maria Crocker, and Karen, the Geordie Grandma. And myself, Marie, Busy Bee Marie. Every Sunday we come up with a completely different theme, a completely different topic. Last week's video was $20 stockings for females. Today we are doing a question and answer. Now we're all going to be answering these questions in different orders, I'm sure, but the first question I came across was, what made you start a YouTube channel? And that's an easy one. At the time of lockdown, I had a very creative job, a very strenuous creative job, but it was a fun one and it was my dream job. And when we went into lockdown, I started watching YouTube because I wanted to feel a connection to England, and I found so many different YouTube channels. I didn't even realise that vlogging was a thing until then. So only the last 2.5, 3 years I've actually really known about YouTube. And as soon as I saw it, I thought this is an awesome way for me to be able to be creative. And if I wanted to move, I could take that job with me. And because my job was such a creative job, and that's what I knew I loved to do, I wanted to be able to carry it on and maybe even carry it on into retirement. So that's why I started a YouTube channel. So that question actually leads on to the next one, which was, what career do you ladies have? Now, because I am still at my job and it is the only company of its kind in Las Vegas, kind of don't feel comfortable saying where I actually work, but I will give you an insight. It does involve interior design, and I can honestly say the company that I work for is probably the best company I've ever worked for. The next question is, do you have any plans to meet up? Now this is something that we have talked about so many times. Now I have actually met Tina. There is a video, I'll link it at the end of this video. Tina came out last summer. Oh my gosh, was it really last summer? It was last summer with her friend Sandy, who you've actually seen in Tina's videos. And we decided to meet up. I picked them up from the hotel and I drove them to a local breakfast place. And I brought my friend Kathy, who's also British, and we sat and we had breakfast in this really fun, gosh, I can't remember the name of it now, but all the waiters and waitresses wear pajamas to work. I think it's called the Morning Sunshine Breakfast. I can't remember now. It was only a short meet-up because I didn't want to take up all of Tina's vacation time, but I wish now that I know her even more, I wish I had spent more time with her. Yeah, so that's a shame. Now, wouldn't it be great if we could convince Maria, Karen and Tina to come back to Vegas? We could really do a fun video, I think. I do hope to get back to England. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed for next year, and if I do, I'm definitely going to see if we can all hook up together. I'll probably go up north or around the Birmingham area so we can all like converge together, and yeah, it's going to be fun. And if we do, maybe we'll tell you guys and you can come join us. The next question was, what kitchen gadgets have been a total waste of money? And I've really thought about this one, and I've gone way back into the past, and I honestly don't recall a kitchen gadget being a waste of money for me, because I don't enjoy cooking. And so if I do buy a gadget, I really make sure that it is something that I am going to use. So the one thing that I've probably used the least is the kitchen, oh gosh, what's it even called? The kitchen, where you put food in and it chops it all up. Processor. the food processor. That's the kitchen gadget that I use the least. I did buy a juicer and my husband thought, oh, that'll be a fad, but I can honestly say I use my juicer a lot. The other kitchen gadget, there's a kitchen gadget that I do want, and that's one of those really expensive kitchen mixers. They're the KitchenAid. I literally just looked at one at Kohl's and it was $449. I'm sorry, but I cannot see spending that amount of money on a mixer when I've actually got a little actually that's a really good gadget I've got. It's a little handheld device and it has like a whisker, and I think it has one other attachment, but it was only about $40 and I use that one all the time. You just, you know, whisk it yourself. So it does the same job, I believe, as a KitchenAid. If you have one, convince me to buy one because I do like the look of them. But one thing about my kitchen is that I don't have a lot of kitchen space. I have a huge kitchen island, which I don't really want anything on, but the kitchen counter that goes around the outside, I don't have a lot of room to store stuff. And the one thing that my husband insists on having is his ugly coffee percolator, which I detest the look of that thing. So there really isn't any room for a KitchenAid. So maybe I should buy a KitchenAid mixer and then buy a bigger house so I can fit that on a countertop. But other than that, I really can't think of a kitchen gadget. Oh, I have to share something with you. I did a Temu haul not too long ago and my husband bought a pineapple corer and he used it the other day, and I can tell you that thing was absolutely brilliant. You take your pineapple, you chop the top off the green part, discard that, and then it has a handle and it's like a long tube, but it has like a helter-skelter blade on it, and you just turn it in and then you pull it out and the whole pineapple core comes out in one piece. So like one swirly whirly piece. It's absolutely fantastic and there's no wastage, because I did wonder with it only pulling out the center section. We cut it open, looked at it, there was no wastage. So if you see one of those on Temu, I highly recommend them if you like pineapples. Next question, what is your most cherished item? Now, if my house was burning and I could grab one thing, it would have to be two things. I have 2 cardboard boxes full to the brim of photographs, and then I also have a huge box in the garage that has old VHS home movies of when we went on vacation. We actually have our wedding, I got my brother to video our wedding. I'll have to do a wedding video, how I did my wedding on a budget. So those are the 2 most cherished items that if those were destroyed, I'd be really, really upset. I've even got, my dad had an old projector with slides, and I would beg him to get them down from the loft so we could look at them all. There was pictures of my brothers when they were babies, of my mum and dad when they were in their 20s, and they were born in the 1930s, so we're going back to the 1950s. Pictures of me of a baby. Now, as a child, no one else in the family was that bothered about looking at them. It was only me. And so I always said, you know, can I be left these in the will, you know, the family will? And obviously not knowing then that I was going to end up moving to America. So when I ended up moving to America, I thought it'd be selfish of me to take the projector and the slides, so I'm the only one that looks at them, because all my family's back in England. What I decided to do was take my VHS camera and video my dad doing the projector slide. So I actually have all the slides on one VHS cassette tape, which I really hope hasn't become damaged in the heat in the garage. And I really do need to, maybe I'll do this over Christmas, is get the recorder, hook up to the TV and play some of my videos, because I would be really upset if they were all damaged. So yes, my photos and my VHS recordings are my most cherished items. Next is, what is your most go-to piece of clothing? And it's very boring, I have to say, it's my jeans. If someone took away jeans, they were erased from history, I'd be lost, because I literally wear jeans pretty much every day. I even wear jeans to work as part of my uniform. And when my mum had 3 boys and then 10 years passed and then I came along as a little girl, all my mum wanted to do was dress me up in little dresses, and I was a bugger. She would put me in a dress and say, right, let's leave, we've got to go to school now. I'd tear upstairs at the last minute and put on a pair of jeans and a sweater and come racing downstairs, and she would be so angry. Why did I buy you these clothes if you're not going to wear them? But yeah, I lived, breathed, died. In fact, you can bury me in a pair of jeans too. The next question is, what is your favourite perfume? Now, I'll be honest, I don't wear perfume very often because it's so expensive. The last bottle I bought was J.Lo. I don't even know the name of the perfume, but I'll put a little picture of the bottle up here. But the one that I used to wear when I was younger and I wore on my wedding day was Arne. I do like to wear perfume. My favourite men's is Sauvage. I do like that one. If I had more disposable money, I think that is one of the things that I would treat myself to more often is perfume. Next, what is your favourite season to decorate and why? That's easy, Christmas. And I'll tell you why, because when I was growing up, our house really only ever was myself, my mum, my dad in my house, because my brothers were so much older. So I don't really remember them living at home. And when my brothers were there, gosh, it was only maybe for like a meal. And then I just don't remember them. I don't ever remember sitting around a TV or playing a game or anything like that. The only time our house was really full of folks, aunts, uncles, cousins, nieces, nephews, was Christmas, and I loved it. Our house just became alive. Our house was like the house that everyone would come to. And then in the evenings, all the adults would have a drink and then they'd get up and they'd start dancing. It was just the best thing ever. That's what Christmas reminds me of. But yes, Christmas is my favourite, and it might even be one of the wives' future videos. What aspect of your YouTube channel do you enjoy the most? And for me, I think I get the most enjoyment out of doing the editing process. That's where I can be most creative. That's where I see my beginning, my middle, and my ending. And I'm really thinking about starting a second YouTube channel where I put short stories together. I haven't really fully thought this through, and I really don't know if I've even got time to do this, but I just love the editing. I love getting creative. I love learning new techniques. And when I watch YouTube, I can't just sit and watch. I always am watching with, oh, I like that angle. Oh, I like that lighting there. Oh, I like that idea. I like that shot. I can never just sit and watch a YouTube channel. I'm always thinking. So actually coming up with the ideas sometimes can be stressful when I can't think of something, but then when I can, I get really excited and I start just jotting everything down. So that can be stressful, and sometimes that can be fun. The actual videoing of something can also be stressful because I've got a lot of background noises in my house. I've got a road that goes past my house. I've got birds chirping. I've got dogs playing. I've got the husband coming in and out. So that actually can be quite stressful. So when it comes to the editing, that's where I can shut myself in the study and really get creative. But I feel that the style of videos that I do can't allow me to be as creative as I want to be. You know, obviously there are editing packages out there that you can do explosions and all kinds of like creative noises and everything. So sitting here doing a question and answer video, I can't be as creative as I want to. So that's kind of how I've come up with the idea of maybe starting a second channel where I'm doing little stories, like little 5-minute videos, films. If I do, of course I'm gonna let all you guys know, but maybe that's a future project for spring of 2024. How are your weight loss plans going? Now, when we did the 10-week challenge together with the wives, gosh, I don't even remember how much weight I lost. But I know a lot of people were saying, gosh, you look like you've lost weight in your face. And that's the first place I put weight on. So I think I probably lost about 6 pounds in 10 weeks, 6 or 7. But over the summer, I slowly put some of that back on, not all of it, thank goodness. But I've started back on track, and I really want to focus on not eating too much bad stuff over the Christmas period, because I always weigh myself the week between Christmas and New Year's Eve, and I've always put on weight. I've never ever not put on weight, but this year my challenge is to not put on weight or even lose some weight, which that would be a challenge. But I'm back to fasting, I'm back on track. When I do my vlogs, I like to interject some kind of weight loss something, whether it's a recipe or a tip or an idea, or show you what I'm doing, going to the gym. But yes, I'm definitely back on plan, and I have lost some weight again, so I'm very happy about that. My last question is, when you moved to America, what was the biggest change? And I literally could do a whole video on this because it was everything. Where do I even start? I mean, it was the different I missed my English TV shows, I missed our English candy, the English humor, that was a huge one. I missed listening to English accents, obviously driving on the other side of the road, the temperature. The day that we first arrived in Las Vegas was May 1st, 1998, and it was unbearably hot that day. And I remember we drove down, because we actually landed in Cincinnati and took 4 days to drive across to Las Vegas. And when we drove down, the first thing that hit me was the billboards, and I just thought, they're so ugly. Everything was about strip joints. I just thought, what have I done? What have I done? Moving from, finally at Topworth Court, which is now the De Vere Hotel. This is the trout farm. So these are the grounds of the Swan Hotel. It's lovely. To this. It was like a slap in the face. The first years were definitely the hardest, because back then Facebook was Facebook even a thing? If it was, I wasn't on Facebook the first few years of living in America. Staying in touch with family was literally picking up the phone and having a phone call. There was no FaceTiming. The only British channels that I had was, there's a channel here called PBS, and on a Saturday evening, they used to play shows like Are You Being Served, Miss Marple. I mean, shows that I wouldn't have actually watched in England, but I was so desperate for some sort of Britishness that I would sit there and watch. Going to the pub, that is something that I still really, really miss. On a really lovely sunny afternoon, in fact, I just said it to my husband 2 weeks ago, we were sitting out on the back patio and the temperature was perfect. And I said, if only we could be in England right now, sitting in a pub garden. That's what I miss, really. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's question and answer. I think it was a long one. I need to edit this right down to 15 minutes. Please go across to the other Housewives channels and say hi from me. We're all good friends, and come see us on Instagram as well. That's how us wives stay in communication with one another. We chat back and forth every single day, and I actually cannot wait for the day that we meet up in person. And I want to say thank you to everyone that's leaving the really lovely comments saying that you're enjoying the Sunday Sunshine show. Of course, we wouldn't be doing this without you guys. And if there's any videos that you would like us to do, just drop it in the comment and we'll see if we can do that for you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next Sunday. And I'm going to have to look at my calendar because I don't even remember what we're doing next Sunday. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye.